Okay, we have our nice chain here. So we're just going to take a minute to look at the different parts of a chain so we know how to count them and where to start putting our stitches in. Okay, so chains have two different sides. Okay, they have a top side and they have a bottom side. All right, so the top side has these, I call them V's. All right, they look like braids, they look like hearts. I've heard it all, but for me it makes sense to call them V's because I like to count this little intersection as my chain. All right, so each chain consists of, on the front side, it's the back loop and the front loop. Okay, back loop is pointing away from you, the front loop is towards you, right? And then when you flip it over to the other side, you have this little back hump. All right, so these three strands make up your one chain stitch. Okay, so when you're counting, just count one of those as your chain as you go down. We'll go through that in a second. All right, so counting chains. The loop that is on your hook never counts as anything. All right. So our first actual chain that we count is right here. Okay. And again, I like to count this little intersection. And so we would just go down, counting our chains. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is our last one right here, number 11. Okay, so this is either the first chain made or the last chain from the hook. You'll see both of those directions in a pattern sometimes. Okay. So for right now, to start working into our chain, we're just going to do a single crochet. Okay. And for the most part, I usually work most of my chains. I work my stitches into the back humps. It gives a nicer edge that doesn't necessarily need to be finished. And I just think it's easier to see the humps instead of picking up all of these. The back loop is also a very common place to insert your hook. All right. So if we were going to make a single crochet into our chain, we always start with the second chain from the hook when we're doing single crochets. So the second chain from the hook is going to be right here. This is the back hump of the second chain from the hook. Here's the back hump from the first chain of the hook, okay? We're going to insert our hook underneath just that back hump, okay? So now it looks like we have 2 loops on our hook. We wrap the yarn up and over just like when we were making our chains, and we pull it through just that first loop, okay? So now we're attached to our chain, okay? So now we have to build our stitch. And for a single crochet, that's really easy. We just yarn over one more time, and we pull it through both loops, okay? And that is your very first little single crochet. See 2 little legs, little hat? That's it, okay? When you have 1 loop left on your hook, then you're ready to move on to the next stitch. Don't move on to the next stitch if you don't have just 1 loop left on your hook, okay? So for the next stitch, we're just going to move over 1. We don't skip any more after this. All right, we insert our hook right underneath the back hump again, yarn over, pull it through 1, that's attaching to the chain, yarn over, and pull through 2, and that makes our stitch, okay? And then we have 2 cute little single crochets right there. And you would just go down the whole chain the same manner, okay? I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Insert, yarn over, and by yarn over, when we do this first yarn over, when we're attaching our stitch, it's pretty much just laying it on top, okay? It's not a big, don't wrap it around more than once or anything. After that, the yarn overs become a little bit more pronounced. But for that first one, you know, you insert the hook, just go grab the yarn and pull it through, okay? Then it's yarn over and pull through 2. Again, insert, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over again, and pull through 2. And there you go. So I've gotten to the slip knot. I know I'm done. Now, if we started with 11 chains and we skipped 1, then we should have 10 single crochets when we're done, right? So we'll count them real quick. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay! We did it. And you'll see again, the top of those stitches looks just like our chain did. Okay? But now it looks like we have a chain on both sides. Okay, good luck.